Here is Elvis.
Hello there.
This is Elvis, the ultimate fan channel, the global Elvis community fan channel.
It most certainly is. And I will prove it to you in a second. Look at all this fun we've got to come. Yes, welcome once again to Elvis, the Ultimate Fan Channel. If you're new to this channel, thank you very, very much for joining me. If you're old to this channel, thank you very, very much for joining me. I really do appreciate it, and I'm sure Elvis would appreciate it too. If he's looking down on us, he would appreciate your support of a channel that is run in his honor, to preserve and to try and keep alive his memory and his legacy. And this is what I'm going to do. As you can see above my head, it says, welcome to Elvis, the Ultimate Fan Channel, the global Elvis community channel. And what I've been doing the last few weeks is I have been shouting out, I've been asking people to send in where they watch the show from, their name, if they want to give their name, and whereabout in the world they're watching the show. And this week, it is Sumay Yakindness in South Africa. That must be a username, Sumay Yakindness. But thank you very much for watching and sending in your name. And from South Africa. So it's South Africa that gets the Elvis Worldwide shout out. And while you're on typing away furiously there, happy Sunday, Steve and chat, says Hamilton. Hi, Hamilton. I see everybody there. Dylan says, hey, South Africa. Yes, hey, South Africa is right. So hello to everybody in the chat. I think I mentioned it in the trailer this week that try and keep the chat flowing and commenting, and you could well be fan of the week, because apparently this top fan thing or whatever it is that gives a little crown there and a number, the more you comment, the higher you get up the list, and you can then be the number one fan of the week. I know you're all number one fans anyway, but it's just a little game we play. Pat Shepard, the good thing is I can take you with me wherever I am when on holiday. Is that me? Pat's talking about. Probably. Eb Ingle, hi. Australia, 11th of August, 4:35 a.m. Now that is dedication. That is dedication. 4:35 a.m. in the morning to get up and look at me. Right. Okay. So what have we got? Well, we've got the topic. July 31st, Return of the King. I was there. Obviously not me, but somebody, we're having a special guest on tonight. The topic is a little bit different. The format of it is a little bit different tonight because we're going to actually have, as I say, a special guest talking to us about that Return of the King. This day in Elvis history, a live poll. Yes, it's a picture poll again. You've got to pick your favourite picture. Dylan's Elvis tale. Wait till you see the photograph for this tale. You're just going to go, ah, how cute. Underrated Elvis song. A song I wish Elvis had recorded. Caption the photo. We always have a lot of fun with caption the photo during the week. Smoking hot photo.
Oh, he's so hot.
I do believe I've got a new jingle for the quiz as well. So that'll be fun. And you can later on phone me free on WhatsApp, on Instagram, Facebook Messenger, or the telephone number you see on the screen there, 353 if you're outside Ireland, 87959 or you can get in the queue on Discord now if you're a member of our Discord server. And right, so oh yes, I noticed this afternoon. Somebody alerted me to this. Help us take care of business. They've put a sign up on the wall, the brick part just next to the gate, and let me see if I can sort of, blow this up a little bit. Basically, Elvis Presley had the world-famous music gates and stone wall built in April 1957. Soon after, fans began leaving messages and notes on the stone wall, a tradition that continues to this day. In recent years, guests have started leaving their messages on the brick columns and the gate itself. As EPE continues its efforts to preserve the integrity and historical significance of this iconic area, we kindly request you adhere to the following guidelines. And they are: do not write on the gates or the brick columns. Do not write on the historical marker or the fence placed around it. You're welcome to continue the tradition of writing on Graceland's stone wall, just as fans did during Elvis's lifetime. When you do, please ensure you use only markers or Sharpies. Don't use anything like paint or nail polish, nail varnish, anything like that. Together we can protect and preserve the authenticity of this iconic landmark while honouring all who share their love for Elvis, whose spirit continues to touch so many. Thank you very much. Now, I actually did a video live on the writing on the wall a few weeks ago, believe it or not. Now, I'm not trying to say there's any connection between me doing the video and that sign coming up. It was more about the fence that was round the historical marker, and I said, why don't they just move the historical marker behind the wall? But of course, they're obviously asking people not to write on the gates and on the brickwork either, just on the stone. So there you are. I think probably a good idea, to be honest. It's a good compromise. Leave it clean as it respects for our Elvis, says Eb Engel. You would think people would have some brains and not do it on the fence or gates. Well, yeah, that's a good point, Margaret. Very good point. Steve, I hope the Baz documentary is longer on streaming. I think 96 minutes is too short. I believe that the feature is going to be 96 minutes. You can knock off 6 minutes straight away for the introduction and then the rollout credits as well. So that leaves that 90 minutes. I think probably there's then going to be some streaming or a DVD or a Blu-ray or something like that, because didn't Angie Marquez say that there had been 6 shows filmed and they'd all been upgraded sound and vision? They're not going to spend all that time and money upgrading the 6 concerts and then not use them. So that's my thought on it anyway. I'm so excited for Epic now, says Dylan. Yes, I think there's going to be a box set or a soundtrack. There's going to be more than just a 96-minute movie, that's for sure. Right, so a little bit of business to take care of before we get into the quiz, and it's this.
Hidden Elvis, clue number 1.
For anybody that hasn't watched this show yet, this is the first time watching it. Hidden Elvis, I'm going to give you 4 clues throughout the show, and it can be like somebody in Elvis's life. It could be an item of clothing. It could be a movie. It could be a building. And then after the 4 clues, I ask you to type into the live comments who you think or what you think or where you think it is. What was it last week? Was it Joe Gershow or somebody like that? I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah. So anyway, clue number 1 is Richard. Richard. Now, I do ask people to hold off until the 4th clue, even if they get it after the 2nd or 3rd clue, to hold off until the 4th clue, then everybody can have a good time. We're going to do the quiz, of course, and, well, I don't know about you, but I had so much fun last week doing the dialogue, the Elvis dialogue, where I played a clip of dialogue from a movie, and then you had to tell me what the movie was, that I'm going to do another one this week. At least it's not the blankety blank quiz anyway, because I just know everybody out there loved the blankety blank quiz. Let's do what we normally do. It's only a bit of fun, and that's what everybody's here for, is fun. Am I going to use his pen in mine, the Jailhouse Rock pen? Am I going to use the 1956 pen? Or am I going to use the NBC? Okay, NBC. Okay, new jingle this week, says Dave. Right. Don't torture me with the blankety blank, Steve. I've been doing too good, says Juliana. Yeah. Okay, I see the 68 special, so we're going to use a 68 special. Okay. Thanks for taking part and picking the pen. As I say, it's only a bit of fun. That's for sure. Now, I'm going to play you a little bit of dialogue, and you got to try and tell me what movie it's from. Now, some of these are quite short, so please pay please pay attention if you can. And this is this is dialogue piece number 1, and I'll count you in. 3, 2, 1.
What do you want to ask so many questions for? They've been at me all week with questions and more questions.
Sorry about that. That is very short. Yeah. Is there anybody can tell me? Juliana says, oh, shoot, I know this. John Rowley says, loving you. Susan says, well, wild in the country. Jodie Duggan says, wild in the country. Clam Bake says, Dylan. Juliana says, wild in the country. Don says, wild in the country. Right. So, yes, thanks, Dave, my moderator. I meant to say Dave is moderating, and I think Chris, unless Chris hasn't turned in yet, but it was wild in the country, and it was Susan. Well done, Susan. And your name goes on the Wheel of Fortune for this month. Oh, and by the way, I'm doing... I'm spinning the Wheel of Fortune tonight at the end of the show for the winner of July's Fan of the Month quiz. So don't miss that. Okay, I meant to say that at the start. Well done, Susan. Susan, you get the new jingle, and it is short. But I'm sure it's what a lot of young ladies would have wished that Elvis said to them. So here we go. Are you ready?
Hey, aren't you going to ask me upstairs?
I'll play that one more time in case you missed it.
Hey, aren't you going to ask me upstairs?
No. I'm not going to say anything. Okay, I'll just leave it at. Dylan says cheeky Steve. Doreen says love it. Yeah, I'll just leave it there though. I won't say any more. Okay. It's before the watershed. Yes, it is actually. It's before the watershed. It's before the watershed here. It might be after the watershed if you're a little bit further east. Right. Now, let's have a look. What is this movie from? And I'll count you down. 3, 2, 1.
I'm not doing a thing for the next couple of days and nights.
Again, that's a little bit risque, isn't it? Like the jingle. I think people will get this fairly quickly. Yes, right. Okay. Oh, GI Blues, says John. Brian, Dylan, Jody. Mike M says loving you. Michael Riker, hi Michael, says King Creole. Jailhouse Rick. Juan, who's Jailhouse Rick? Okay. Yeah, it is Jailhouse Rock. It's when he's asked to accompany the young lady out and about for publicity purposes for a little while. And he says, I'm not doing anything for the next couple of days or nights. So who was first? Did Dave tell me who was first? Oh, yeah, it was Dylan. Well done, Dylan. Not sure, Dylan, how you're going to take this this invitation, but here we go.
Hey, aren't you going to ask me upstairs?
Okay. Well, you and Elvis could go upstairs and you could play cards, or what did Elvis like? Did Elvis like Yahtzee or something like that? Didn't he? He did. But anyway, well done, Dylan. Now, third snippet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Holy cow, I forgot the bull.
That would make a good jingle, actually, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would. Okay. Juan says, I've only got one good eye when I type. Fair enough. Juliana says, fun in Acapulco. Okay. Well, I think the big clue there is the bull. Holy cow, I forgot the bull. Because obviously in Stay Away Joe, the bull features a lot in it. And it looks like it's the first one. Well, Juliana says, funny Acapulco, ? Brian Rob. And why? Stay Away Joe, yes. Well done, Anne Y. You keep picking lines from the movies I haven't seen yet. I didn't know that. Sorry, Juliana. Okay, here we go. So, yeah, Anne Y. Well done, Anne Y. And Anne, Elvis wants to know.
Hey, aren't you going to ask me upstairs?
Okay. You can answer that if you want to, Anne Y. Or you can just swoon. Okay. Okay. That just means I have to catch up. Yes, Juliana, yeah, start watching some movies. And then what I'll do is, after you've watched a few movies, I'll do another one of these movie dialogue quizzes. Imagine how embarrassing Elvis singing to a bull. Yeah, I know. He said, please, please, please never release it. They did, but they didn't release it till after his life, after he passed away. They didn't do it in his lifetime, but yeah. Okay. Margaret says, I would, but I live in a bungalow. Yeah, actually, Dave's got a very good point there, actually. Not only did he sing to a bull, but he also sang to a hound dog as well, didn't he? On the Steve Allen show. Yeah. Okay. Right. So that's set 3 out the way. 3 down, 3 to go. And we've got this one. 3, 2, 1.
1, 2, 3. Too bad, Marty. Your girl didn't show up.
Okay. Any idea? He also sang about a pineapple. Mm-hmm. Queenie Wahini's papaya. Yeah. Okay, Dylan is saying tickle me. Anne Y says hi blues or GI blues. John, very, very honest, says he doesn't know. Mike M, GI blues. Juan, easy come, easy go. Susan, easy come, easy go. Don, the same. Vincenzo, spin out. Juliana, not a clue, Steve. Well, I tell you, I've got to say to you, Juliana, I admire, I envy you that you haven't seen these movies yet, because you are going to actually witness them for the first time. Now, yes, it was actually easy come, easy go, and it's Juan. Well done, Juan. Yeah. And well, here we go, Juan.
Hey, aren't you going to ask me upstairs?
I realize now that the jingle only works, well, it only works for ladies, really, doesn't it? I suppose. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's all the birthday boy is here. Well belated birthday boy. Hey, yes. I understand if he is. I don't see his name. I must have missed his name, but yeah, I see it there. Brent, Elvis Nation. Happy birthday, young sir. And I do say young sir because you are younger than me. Then again, most people are younger than me. Right, well done, Juan. And we've got number 4, and I'll count you in. 3, 2, 1.
The way you waving that thing around, you're likely to hit most anybody.
Okay, the way you're waving that around, you're likely to hit almost anybody. Any idea what movie that dialogue is from? Yes, Edward says happy birthday, Brent, as well. For yesterday, I believe. Doreen says tickle me. No, I'm not going to tickle you. Stefano, hi Stefano. King Creole. Don, Jody Duggan. Rossi, hi Rossi. Mike M. Juan. Vincenzo says roustabout. It's tough turning 30, says Brent. I know. It only happened to me 5 years ago. Holy moly. All right. So it was Follow That Dream, the bank scene, wasn't it? And Dave says Dawn. Let's have a look. Was it Dawn? Okay. Yes, it does look like it was Don Branter. Well done, Don. Okay. And I better put your second name as well, because we do have more than one Don that comes on the show. Don, this is for you.
Hey, aren't you going to ask me upstairs?
Okay. Now, Dylan says, I'm actually 75. I just have a very good skin routine. Yes, I like it. And Dave says, way to go, Don. Congratulations. Right, yes. That's 5 down, 1 to go. And I'll count you in. 3, 2, 1.
I'd like to, but I think my mainspring's busted.
What do you think of that? I'd like to, but I think my mainspring is busted. Jill says, we are Leos together. Okay. All right. Dylan says, Viva Las Vegas. Juliana says, Viva Las Vegas. John says, Speedway. Stefano, Viva Las Vegas. Brian says, Paradise, Hawaiian style. Mike M, Clam Bake. Okay. Right. Thanks, Dave. It is Paradise Hawaiian style. And Brian Roberts was the first one to get that. Nuala says, I'm sitting this one out. Oh, don't be like that. Okay. Let's have a look. I do believe it was Brian. Although I can't see his name now, but I'm pretty sure Dave got it right. Yes, it was. Just after Stefano's Viva Las Vegas, Paradise Hawaiian style. Brian Roberts, you get the jingle.
Hey, aren't you going to ask me upstairs?
Congratulations, Brian. And that concludes August 10th's Fan of the Month quiz, Movie Dialogue. Thanks very, very much to everybody that took part and answered questions and so forth. As I say, it's all just a little bit of fun. Thanks for picking that pen. Get a close look at it. These are actually lovely pens, actually. So I'll put that there. Now, the topic is a guest, and I must get that guest lined up in a second. But before we go any further, I want to just preface it with saying that the Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino welcomed fans, media and Elvis enthusiasts from around the world on Thursday, July the 31st, for an unforgettable celebration of Elvis Presley's Las Vegas legacy. The resort sold out performances of 1969's Live The King's Return, starring acclaimed Elvis tribute artist Travis Powell. Captivated audiences inside the iconic International Theatre, where Elvis originally made history in 1969. So Westgate transformed the entire property into a fully immersive Elvis experience, featuring rare memorabilia, themed food and drink, special guest appearances, and non-stop entertainment that paid tribute to the King of Rock and Roll in every corner of the resort. So that's set up nicely to say, if I put myself in the queue and hopefully say hi to Juliana. How are you there, Juliana?
Steve, how are you?
Well, you've been so looking forward to this, and I've been so looking forward to hearing about it.
I am so excited. I've been talking to everybody about the trip, but I'm really excited to be able to tell everybody about it for sure.
Now, is this the first time they've done it?
It is, I think, well, they've had Elvis tribute artists in the international showroom before. I believe when they do like the Las Vegas Elvis Festival, they host it there, if I'm not mistaken. But this is the first time they've ever done it on this kind of scale, where the theming of it and everything kind of overflowed into the hotel, and they had all the special events and guests and things like that. So I think they finally realized that it was a good idea.
Well, and it was such a success that they're going to be doing it on the 31st of July, 2026. That you can book your seat already, I believe.
Yeah, so it's actually, they're not just doing July 31st of next year, so they're also doing January for Aloha in Hawaii, and they're also doing October 24th, I believe, for That's the Way It Is, and I plan on going to that one. So there's going to be more Vegas content next year.
Great. So, shall we sort of go through it chronologically? You obviously flew out the day before, did you?
I wanted to, and I kind of wish we did because I was so tired, but we actually flew in the day of. So that was partly just kind of because of my husband's work schedule and everything, but I think we kind of agreed that next year we're going to fly in the day before because it really was kind of like running around with a chicken with his head cut off trying to meet everybody and then go up and get ready and then come back down and all that. So I flew in Thursday. We landed around 3:00 Las Vegas time, and we took a cab from the airport to the Westgate, which was about 15 minutes. It really wasn't too bad, and it was amazing because as soon as you walk in, I mean, seeing the building as you're driving up the street is one thing, but as soon as you get out of the car, I mean, there was a sign that said, "I love Westgate 1969" or whatever, and then you walk in and it's just, I mean, there was Elvis literally everywhere. In the lobby they had a sign that was very similar to the LED sign that was in the 68 comeback special, so that was kind of like right when you first walked in.
Okay.
And in the back they had a stage where at the time I believe it was David Stanley talking, but Jerry Chef had been up there at one point. Mindy Miller was going to go on, and Jerry Chef was actually sitting at a meet and greet table about 20 feet from the front door. And I looked at my husband, I was like, "Here's my stuff. I'm going to go and get in line."
Yeah, well, you kind of half shared that story with us last week, and we'll come to that later because I want to actually highlight that. But I know it got very emotional with Jerry. Okay, so there was Jerry Chef, there was David Stanley, you say, and Mindy Miller sharing personal stories and signing autographs. There was memorabilia displays, and there was Elvis's red jailhouse rock jacket, TCB sunglasses, and all those sort of things as well. Was there?
Yeah, the exhibits were mind-blowing to me. Now, in my perspective, so of course, you know my what I like to call my Elvis story. A lot of people may not, but I kind of did it backwards. Because I went to Graceland, and that's what made me a fan. And I haven't been on like an Elvis trip since. So this was my first time coming and seeing any Elvis memorabilia that he owned since I became a fan. And the exhibits were just mind-blowing. I mean, they had one that was right directly near where Jerry Chef was sitting and all that stuff was set up. But there was one that was deeper in that was temporary. The one that was in the lobby was permanent, but the one that they had deeper in the lobby was temporary. And that was where they had a lot of 1969 Summerfest memorabilia. They had like the menus, which from what I gather, I heard that the menus for the 1969 shows are very hard to come by. I don't think I took a picture of it, which is really unfortunate, but they had a lot of that stuff. They had a lot of his personal effects. The picture of the ring that you had showed me, I took a picture of that really up close. For me personally, that was really special to see because that was the ring he wore in 1971 when he accepted the JC's Outstanding Young Men Award.
Right.
So if you look at a lot of his pictures where he's out signing photographs and things like that, and autographs and everything, he's wearing that on, I believe, his left hand.
Okay.
And so that's one of my favorite days. That's one of my favorite outfits and the speech and everything. So it was really awesome seeing that in person. But they just, they had a bunch of stuff like that. And all 3 days that I was there, I would go through the exhibits literally every single day and just stare at it all. So I have to say, I think the weirdest, I don't know if it might be weird to some people, but it was really neat to me. They actually had his hair.
Oh,
So I don't think I got a picture of it anywhere, but they had. So the story, I guess, was that it was from his very last haircut that Larry Geller ever gave him.
right.
And I
Okay.
guess Larry must have saved the clippings from it or whatever, but it was in this little tiny case that couldn't have been bigger than my hand. And it was, Elvis must have known what he was doing, because directly after I had met Jerry Sheff, I turned around to walk away, and that was the first thing I saw of the exhibit. And I just could not hold it together. I mean, I'm sure if anybody saw me from a distance, I'm sitting in a corner standing in front of Elvis's hair sobbing like a baby. So
no, any Elvis fan would understand. They definitely would.
Yeah.
Let me just move on slightly, because I want you to tell me, you saw the room that they did the rehearsals in That's the Way It Is for, didn't you?
Yes. Yeah. So that was the last, well, not the last day, but the Friday. So it was really kind of the first quote unquote full day I was there. And the story behind how I came across that was really funny, actually. I was sitting in the lobby, and they had some live entertainment, like Elvis entertainment going on, and I was just kind of hanging out there. And there was somebody that had come and walked past, and he was filming stuff, and they were talking about how they had just come from the conference room and the rehearsal rooms and everything, and they'd stopped filming, and I looked over at him. I was like, where is that? I want to go see it.
Yeah.
So he told me, and I got lost. I'm not going to lie, I got lost, because there was one big long hallway you had to go down. You had to make sure you turned down the right corridors and everything. And so, I walked down there, and at this point, most of the people had kind of disappeared. I was kind of walking by myself. And it was giving me the feeling of, am I supposed to be back here? So I turned down this one room, and I see a doorway, and I'm thinking, this must be what he was talking about. And so it's really, I took a picture of this corner because this kind of gives you the best.
Yeah, well, I'm actually showing the picture now. Now the wall and everything still looks the same, and the ceiling still looks the same. The carpet is changed, hasn't it?
The carpet is different, yeah. And I think the way that they did it, so it's really just one big, gigantic conference room, but it's broken up into, I believe, like 6 or 8. It can be broken up into 6 or 8 different smaller rooms. So I'm sure that's what they did, and I don't know what corner they were in, but I mean, you can clearly tell it's the same room because the walls are identical. I couldn't find the press conference room. I don't know if it was in that same area. I don't think it was, because the walls were different, and I've been told that the press conference room itself was a different room and deeper in the hotel, and I could not find that as hard as I tried. But
I mean, hotels like this are just mazes anyway, aren't they? They're labyrinths. So
the last day I was there, I think I finally understood how to get around, but even still, it was like, there was one point right after I had went and found the rehearsal room, I went and found the door, where right behind the door was an employee hallway, and that's where the infamous brown suit picture was taken.
Oh, right.
Now, I've seen videos of people just going straight into it, like just opening the door and going in there, and I was like, that's an employee hallway, and I don't really want to get in trouble, so I'm gonna not. But even trying to find that door by itself, I was like, holy cow, it's just a maze.
You saw the bronze statue as well. I'm showing the photographs now of you. You're actually cradling Elvis's face with the one picture, and there's another one where you're stood smiling next to him. That's a lovely thing as well. That's a lovely photograph. You're gazing at him lovingly.
It was really special for me. Yeah, it was really special for me because even, with Graceland at the time when we had gone, I wasn't a fan. Now I was into older music and stuff like that, but not nearly as much as I am now. And so, stuff like that, I don't get to do that often. And I knew as soon as I saw the statues, I was like, oh, I have to go take pictures and everything like that. And I'm not going to lie. I'm going to keep saying this like a million times, and people are just going to have to get used to it. Again, I was really emotional because the last time I had taken a picture like that was when I was in Nashville in 2022, and it was like a wax museum, and it was 50s Elvis. And it's the last time I had ever taken a picture like that, and I just love taking pictures like that because you can really see the way I look at something as simple as a statue.
Yeah.
But that statue in particular was just so special because it had all the flower lays around it, and the one thing you don't see at the base of the statue, the day I left, there were people that took Gatorade bottles and made flower vases out of them. And
Oh, yeah. What a great idea.
And I thought that was hilarious with the Gatorade and everything, and I just loved it. And one of my friends that I had gone there with, they had started that and done that themselves, and then the next day there were 6, 7, 8 of them. So it's just stuff like that, small things like that make you realize the Elvis community is just one big family, really.
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Now let's move on to the actual show itself with Travis.
Yeah.
So was it showtime at 7 p.m., was it?
So the original show was going to start at 7, and I want to say about a week after they had released the stuff, they realized they had to add a second show on because the first one sold out so quick, and I mean ridiculously quick. So they added a show at 9, but I was lucky enough to go to the 7 o'clock one. The doors open at 6. I think we got there at 6:15, and they had it's completely different than what it was back then. They don't have the booths anymore. There's a couple of booths in there, but I think there's like VIP seating, I guess.
Yeah.
But to the left, they actually had like a bar, and the entire night they're like handing out these free complimentary drink coupons like it's free money.
Wow.
And so they had like themed drinks. I didn't take pictures because I had only gotten one, and it was in like a plastic cup, and I'm like, this is not.
The actual ticket prices were the same as 1969. Is that right?
So that was one of their big selling points, and they're continuing to do that next year. So I was thankful. I was lucky enough to not have to pay for my ticket. I was a part of a group of people on Instagram of about 20 people who were given tickets because one of them actually worked there. But had I paid for it, it would have been about $45, $50, and that's pretty much as expensive as it would have gotten. The cheapest was $10.
Yeah.
And so, I ran over to the concession area just to get a drink. Mind you, at this point, I had been up since like 3:30 in the morning, time on the East Coast, and it's already like 6:30 Vegas time, which is 9:30 East Coast time. And I was so tired, but also in so much disbelief that I was having like this strange, like out of body feeling. Like, I don't know where I am or what's happening.
Jerry Sheff was actually in the audience, wasn't he? He was in the VIP booth.
He was, and we noticed that about 10 minutes before the show had started, and the first thought that had come to me was, I cannot believe, I wonder how he's feeling.
Yeah, well, this is what I thought. This is the first thing I thought when I saw your picture of Jerry in the VIP booth, and you said Jerry was there. I thought, goodness, I wonder what the emotions he must have gone through watching Travis do a recreation of that first night. Unbelievable.
And all of the VIPs there. So David Stanley was there sitting behind Jerry, and behind David was Mindy Miller, and I just kept thinking, I can't imagine. I can't even imagine thinking that. But it was like, for whatever reason, this entire time, it was not clicking for me. And I don't know if it's because I go to so many Elvis tribute shows that for a little while it felt like just another tribute show to me. But it literally took forever for it to click.
Right.
And I'll get into that story later. But the way they opened it was fantastic. They did like a montage of pictures from every year of his life leading up to 1969. And I believe they opened with blue suede shoes. Which if they were doing the same set, then yes, it would have opened with blue suede shoes. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And it was really neat because they kind of had like a video playing before he came on stage of him like pretending to walk through the hallways that Elvis walked through and drink from the water fountain that he would drink from and everything like that.
Oh wow.
And I just remember because I was sitting with a lot of other people that are either my age. So the person I was sitting next to was 27. There was a 42-year-old. There were more people that were my age. My entire row was filled with young Elvis fans. And I just remember as soon as Travis walked out there, we were just screaming our heads off. And as soon as, I don't know what I was expecting because I have a couple of friends who have seen him before, and they were like, yeah, he's pretty good, but we've seen better. And I don't know where my standards were, but as soon as he opened his mouth, I was like, oh my God.
Right.
Like, this is uncanny. Like, it really shocked me. It really did.
Right. And tell me this, did you notice whether there was any video cameras videoing it? Professional cameras?
I don't think so. They had an awful lot of photography and photographers around, but I don't think they had any people videoing other than, people doing it with their phones.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's something that they're going to think of doing before the next couple of shows next year. I think that would be genius, but I think maybe they're trying to test the waters or something.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like an opportunity missed, really, doesn't it? They could sell the DVD. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I would take that.
Yeah. Okay. So what was that story you wanted to come back to? You said it wasn't clicking with you at first?
Yeah, so the moment it clicked, I have it on video, but I am not showing anybody that video because you can hear me violently sobbing in the background. It was really cool because nobody was going up during Love Me Tender to get a kiss. Nobody. And so the two people that were sitting beside me, I was lucky enough to get an aisle seat, which I'm not going to lie, I kind of fought for it because I knew I was going to go up one way or another and I wanted easy access. But my two friends that were sitting next to me, I kept looking at each other like, nobody's going up there, we're going to go up there. So I didn't go up with them at that point, but they had started it all. And it was funny because they went up there and a security guard was about to take them down and say, back off, you can't go.
Wow.
But then Travis actually kind of pulled like an Elvis move and told the security guard to back off and bent over and gave him a kiss. And then they came back and sat down. So I didn't go for the rest of the show, mostly because the rest of the show was a lot of upbeat songs.
Yeah.
So I finally go up there with another one of my friends. And me and her were the first ones up there for the song. So I get up there. My phone's in my hand because I'm videoing it. And my hand touches the stage. And that's when it clicked.
Huh. And
I looked up at Travis was on like the other side of the stage all the way over. But I look at my hand, I look at him, I look at, the drummer and the everything that's set up identical to how it was in 69. And that was it. Like it finally clicked. I am literally standing right where he was standing. And I just started sobbing my eyes out. So at this point, a lot of other people had come down and there was ladies on either side of me and he was making his way down. And the first time, he grabs my hand, he kisses my cheek and he moves on. So he finishes It's Can't Help Falling in Love with You, of course, because it's the final song.
Yeah.
And I genuinely, because I was so tired and I was crying my eyes out, I don't remember a lot, but I do remember when he hit the final note and he put the mic down and he did the, the Elvis dance with his arms out and everything.
Yeah.
I was cheering him on, and he goes back to the far end and starts, kissing all the girls again. And he makes eye contact with me, and he sees the tears streaming down my cheeks, and he kind of makes this, like, aw, kind of like face, and he steps over a speaker, and he takes my hand again, he puts his hand on my face, kind of like Elvis would go, and he goes, "You'll be okay, Elvis is with you." I was like, "Oh, okay, well, now I'm going to cry harder."
Yeah, if you weren't sobbing before, you were going to sob after that.
Right, exactly. And I just, for about 30 seconds, it felt unbelievably real to me when he bent down and he kissed my cheek. I don't know what, like, it felt like I was time traveling, hearing the cheers in the background, the music in front of me, being at the foot of the stage and everything. And so I'm going back to my seat and I'm like hiccuping and sobbing and everything and wiping the tears from my face. And we're all walking out, and it's the funniest thing because we're all walking out and stumbling out with this like zombie look of, oh my God, what just happened on our face?
Yeah.
And I can't help but think that's probably would be a very similar reaction to, what it would have been in 1969.
Yes, with the real Elvis, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember one of the people that I was with in my group, I don't know her very well, but they had said, we're not really big fans of ETAs. We don't really go see him that often, but he did it so well that I think he may have like changed our entire outlook. And I think part of that is because in between songs, and I think I posted a picture of it in the Discord, not a video of it, but a picture, but in between songs, they would put a picture of him from Las Vegas 1969 on the screen. and they would play monologue clips from when Elvis was talking in his shows from 1969. And we didn't know that they were going to do that. So in between the first song, I believe it was right after I Got a Woman, so after the second song, Elvis's voice just starts ringing out in the showroom.
Wow.
And we all kind of just looked at each other and we're like, oh my God, that's his voice. In literally the house he built in front of the stage he was on. And it was just really cool because they did that continuously throughout the rest of the show. They just played different monologues from him about the ones from the live 1969 album that you would hear and everything. So that was a really neat touch.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're probably going to do that for all the shows next year as well. But it was so funny to me the way nothing was clicking for me until I went up to the stage, laid my hand on it, and that was it.
That was it. Boom, boom. Right now, from one emotional moment to another, because Jerry was there, and you got to meet Jerry. Did you meet Jerry the day after the concert? Is that correct?
No, I met him as soon as I got to the hotel on Thursday.
Right, okay.
Right after I landed.
Okay, all right. So I think I have 3 or 4 pictures here which I can show as you're telling the tale now about Jerry.
Yeah. So like I had mentioned earlier, we quite literally landed, caught a cab to the airport, and as soon as I walked in, I saw Jerry sitting at the table, and I looked at my husband and was like, I have to get over there. I have to get over there now. So I get in line, and I'm because I'm a very talkative person, and I was realizing I'm in a hotel full of Elvis fans. These are my people. I'm going to chat it up.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to the people behind me and in front of me, and so we're talking, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to say to him. I didn't bring anything for him to sign because all these people in front of me have like records for him to sign. I'm like, I'm in my airport outfit and I look like I could sleep for days. So I think that's good enough. And, of course, in my brain, I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to say. This is what I'm going to tell him. I'm going to thank him. I'm going to do this, this, and this. And the person in front of me gets his picture, walks away. I walk up to Jerry. I open my mouth and I start crying.
Oh, yeah. Well, we can see one now here. You're actually wiping a tear away. We can see that picture. Yes.
Yes. So the lady, the lovely lady sitting next to him, I don't know. I'm assuming that was his assistant of some kind. But everything I was saying, she was repeating in his ear because he has some hearing loss.
Oh, right.
And so I couldn't think. I mean, seriously, as soon as I walk up to him and my mouth opens and nothing comes out, and so she's trying to help me, speak.
Yeah.
And so she asked, when did you get here? Where did you come from? I said, I literally just flew in all the way from Maryland like 20 minutes ago. And the only thing I could think to tell, oh my God, I'm going to start crying again.
Oh no.
The only thing I could think to tell him, Jerry, was, you're the first person I met from his world, and Elvis's music saved my life. And the lady, I guess it got her too, because she starts crying. She tells Jerry, and Jerry looks up at me, and I swear to God, there were tears in his eyes. Now, his glasses, you can kind of see, are a little bit tinted.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm like wiping tears away, because I'm like, oh my God, this is embarrassing. I'm crying in front of Jerry freaking Chef. And so the entire time he's sitting, because he's 80-some years old, you don't want to be standing the entire time, and I didn't think half of it. In fact, I was about to like crouch down in front of him. And so I say that, and he looks up at me, and he puts his hands on the table, and with like every last ounce of strength, he pushes himself up after holding my hand for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And he takes me by the shoulder and pulls me into a hug. And the only thing I remember is him whispering into my ear, Elvis would be proud of you and all you've done.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
And,
what a story. Yeah, we're showing that picture now. He's hugging you, and we can see, he's whispering in your ear. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think anybody else heard it. And it was so funny because, so thank God David Stanley and Mindy Miller weren't sitting in their spots in the table yet, because I wouldn't want to go like straight to them being like sobbing my eyes out. So I walk away. I walk away from the table, and of course, as soon as I walk away from the table, that's when I see Elvis's hair.
Yeah.
Which following that up is not exactly for the strong people. So I look at that for about 30 seconds, and I go up to my husband. My husband's like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" I'm like, like everything's fine. Oh my gosh. And so I don't remember when. I think I met David Stanley either directly after that or not long after that. And I was still so like confused and starstruck that I genuinely didn't know what to say to him other than, "Oh my God, it's so nice to meet you. I can't believe like the life you live."
Yeah, what's
And I
Dave?
just kept saying that over and over because I'm like,
is David nice? Is he a nice guy?
he is. It's hard to because I didn't get a picture with him, but it was really strange because it kind of felt like he just felt very. I don't want to say fake because that kind of seems like an aggressive word, but he did kind of seem like, oh great, another one of these fans kind of thing. He was definitely nice though. I've definitely heard opinions of David Stanley versus Billy Stanley, so there's definitely that. And I will say he was out and about the entire weekend. So was Jerry Chef. I ran into him again Friday evening, I believe. So then, directly after I had met Jerry and lost my brain, or what was left of my brain after all the flying, we checked into the hotel room and everything, and we went upstairs. We had a phenomenal room that literally had a view of the Westgate sign, what that said 1969 live on it, which was really cool.
Brilliant.
And then I had changed and went back downstairs, and Mindy Miller was standing there. I was like, oh, cool. Perfect timing. So I go over there. Now, full disclosure, I did not cry this time, which I'm really proud of myself because I was crying a lot this weekend. But she was so nice. She was just the kindest human. And I again, because my brain is like completely not working, I say the same crap over and over again. I'm like, oh my God, it's so nice to meet you. Like, I can't believe, the life you lived. And she said, I don't remember the exact words, but she said something along the lines of, sometimes I can't believe it either. And she, had asked how old I was and where I'd come from and how long I'd been a fan. And I told her, this is really kind of my first big Elvis event. And she said, and I told her, I was like, sometimes I feel like an outsider a little bit because I'm so young. She said, don't worry, Elvis would have loved you. I was like, okay. I'm like, you can't tell me that. I just put my makeup on and you're trying to make me cry again. But
Yes.
Having somebody that was in his life like that tell you, oh, he would have loved you. What do you do after that?
I know it's very, very difficult. I know. I know that some people it does divide the Elvis fans. Unfortunately, there's sort of some people that like Mindy. There's other people that don't care for her. The same with the Stanley brothers as well. But yes. I mean, each to their own. I mean, it's up to you what stance you take on that.
I have my opinions on people in his life, but as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to meeting them, I don't care because they were in his life one way or another.
Yeah, one way or another, and exactly.
If he's not around, well then I'm gonna do everything I can to meet the people that were around for his life and were around him. And I don't remember if it was David that I had asked or if it was Mindy that I had asked, but I asked one of them. I said, you always hear stories about how you could feel Elvis coming before he actually showed up in a room and he had
yes,
and everything. And I think it was Mindy. I was Mindy I asked. Because she was just so. It's like if you were talking to her, she gave you your undivided attention. I mean, she had dropped everything she was doing and grabbed my hands and was just standing there talking to me. And I asked her, I said, you got all these stories about how you could feel Elvis coming before you saw him and this aura about him and how, people just forgot how to speak around him. Was it like that? And she goes, every single time.
Yeah.
It didn't change. It was always like that. And I was like, oh my God, I don't think I would have been able to function.
Yeah, because people said that about him in the 50s. They said that about him in the 60s and the 70s. I remember the guys in the 1960 Elvis is Back when he first recorded again after the army. They felt him. They didn't know that it was an Elvis session. They thought it was a Jim Reeves session, and they actually felt him. They had their back to the door when he came in the back door, and they still felt him come in. So, and that's these session players in 1960 said the same thing. So, I believe it 100%. Yeah, you could feel him without even seeing him.
Yeah, and I don't know why that was something that I had asked her, but it was, and you could tell the way she answered me with it. She felt a lot of conviction with it because she was just like, yes, 100%. And oh my gosh, I wish I would have remembered what she said, but she said something along the lines of, you get used to it, but that doesn't mean that it stops happening, because even after all that time of her dating him, every time he walked into a room, it was like, oh my God, that's Elvis Presley.
Yeah, brilliant. Right, so you're getting ready to book your trip for next year, July 31st.
I am.
2026, I mean.
Yes, so I don't know if I'm going to do the July one again or if I'm going to do That's the Way It Is. I think I'm going to do the That's the Way It Is show in October.
Yeah, why not? Sounds great.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds great. Yeah.
Now, if I could go to all three, I 100% would. But if I had to choose one, it's probably going to be That's the Way It Is. So.
Okay. Juliana, you are like a breath of fresh air in the Elvis world. You really are. You can feel your passion coming down the line over Elvis. You really can. And the way you tell the stories of Jerry and Mindy and the show and Travis and all that, it was really, really, just as I say, a breath of fresh air in the Elvis world. Thanks very, very much for coming on and sharing that with us. I really do appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, and I was reading a couple of comments on the stream there. And I know a lot of people have their thoughts about ETAs and everything.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I am one that loves ETAs, but this is coming from somebody who is decades younger and didn't grow up in that kind of world. But the thing is that weekend wasn't about the ETA. It was about Elvis.
Yeah.
And you could tell because there were people. I remember, I don't know if it was my show or the second show, but there were two ladies that had gone up to the stage and they told Travis, we were literally at this stage for Elvis's opening night back in 1969, and now we're back here again.
Wow, talk about full circle.
For Travis.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, yeah, that's it. Like that is the reason why I am here.
Yeah. Okay, Juliana, thanks very, very much. I do, as I say, I do appreciate you coming on, and you are a breath of fresh air. And great. What more can I say? But here's to That's the Way It Is next.
Oh, absolutely. And I will definitely take a bunch of pictures that time too.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll look forward to sharing on the show again.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Steve.
Thanks, Juliana. Bye-bye. Bye. What a call. Brilliant call. Brilliantly told. As you can see from the pictures, she had a whale of a time. And it sounds highly recommended, and as I said, they are doing it again, July 31st 1969, July 31st 2026. Let's move on to Vincenzo. Vincenzo, are you there?
I'm here. How are you doing?
Hey, how are you? What did you think of that story?
It was a good story. I'm glad for Juliana sharing it.
Yeah. Would you feel like going to see this, Travis?
Yeah, he sounded like it's real good.
Yeah, and it sounds like they actually made a really, really good job of it. And meeting Jerry, you can see how she just absolutely adored meeting Jerry.
I know, yeah.
Right, okay, thanks very much.
Thanks, Steve.
All the best. Okay, before I do Dylan's tale, I've got to do this.
Hidden Elvis. Clue number 2.
Okay, clue number 2 is to go with clue number 1, which was Richard Chuck Berry. Okay, we have another call. I'll take that now. Hi. Is that Stefan?
Steve.
Yeah, how are you?
How are you, mate?
All right.
Good, man.
How's things?
Yeah, I got through smoothly this time. No hiccups.
Yeah, no hiccups whatsoever. How's things?
Yeah, very well. Thanks, mate. All good. What an amazing... I had to call in because I was looking forward to this Juliana story experience. Yeah, it was amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm glad she enjoyed herself there. I can feel it. I can feel it from here.
Yeah, I mean, she's like a breath of fresh air, isn't she, Juliana?
Indeed. All these young fans amaze me, really. But, I mean, it's just amazing how the power of Elvis, isn't it? Really, I can't quite comprehend how it just keeps on going. I mean, I understand it, believe me, but you know what I mean? It's always a surprise, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something we shouldn't take for granted. I mean, it's unbelievable, as you say. I mean, 50, 60 odd years after, and he's still going strong, stronger than ever. I mean, we've got this epic to look forward to, Baz Luhrmann's epic to look forward to, haven't we?
I know, it's incredible. Yeah, I'm truly excited as a fan to be able to collect all these releases, all these, outtakes. It's almost like he's still here, really, isn't it? Like there's a constant excitement of, yeah. I mean, we've heard everything before, but not really, because there's so many layers to each performance. He left so much work behind, and but yeah, I understood what you said about when it clicked. When you're there and she touched the stage or whatever it took for her to realize what was going on. Because, I was actually there walking around that hotel last year. There was nothing set up. There was just the exhibit at the front and the statue, but you could feel something. It was like I was looking for any sign of Elvis, whether it was a frame photo or the elevator or anything, I was making my own tour. There was nothing organized.
Yeah,
but you could feel a presence. And
apparently they've kept part of the stage where Elvis used to stand before he came on. The King was here or something like that, and it's the original boards. They never, when they relayed the stage, they didn't touch that part.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, all this I've tried to catch up. I've tried to do some prep and look at some of the YouTube videos on this actual event.
Yeah.
So it's almost like if you're there, but not really. Like you see it, but you don't. There's nothing like being there. You know what I mean? So even when I was there last year, and I asked to look at the stage, although it was all closed, you could just feel something there. It was, and it's so cool that they're doing it there, because that was his domain, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah, exactly. Now
he conquered Vegas.
I think anywhere where Elvis was a lot and his energy, you can feel him, because a lot of people say they can feel his energy at Graceland as well.
Oh yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Honestly, I want to go back, but yeah, it was a very nice story, and how emotional for her. I can just imagine.
I was starting to. My eyes were starting to sting a little bit when she was talking about Jerry, I must admit.
Yeah, that's Jerry. That's the pick. Yeah. Quality. He seems like a really nice man.
What a great guy. Now, I know Juliana did actually mention this channel to the young lady that was sat with Jerry if he'd come on this show. Now, I don't know whether he is going to be able to or not. I wasn't aware that he had hearing problems, I must admit, but I'm pretty sure it's all the years on stage it's done that, and the loud music, I would imagine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's right. It can be...
But I would just...
it's got to take its toll somehow.
Yeah, I would just love to speak to Jerry if he could come on. But anyway, however, I've got my fingers crossed. I'm not giving up yet.
Yep.
Okay. Right, Stefan, that's
awesome, Steve.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks, mate. I'll let you go. Great show. Thanks, mate.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
All the best.
You.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yeah, that was Stefan. I'll just clear that. Thanks very much for your call, Stefan. As always, very good. And we've got a poll to do, actually, before I go any further. So I want to be able to do that. And it is this. And it's your favorite two-piece. Light blue Spanish flower, the blue-red Cisco, or the blue armadillo, or the emperor. Okay? So I'm going to start that poll now. And I'm going to, hopefully that will come up. Yes, that does come up. I love it. Okay. Yeah, the light blue Spanish flower, black red Cisco, blue armadillo, or red emperor. Red emperor, just emperor. And vote away. We don't know who votes for what, but we do get a result. You know, I normally say I'll let you know at the end of the show what my pick is, but I can't pick one at the moment. I can't pick one. I might be able to pick one later. So, yeah, please vote away. Now we've got this young man.
It's time once again for Dylan's Elvis tale.
Hello, young man.
Cuba. Well,
yes. We are going to have a big in a minute because the tale does entail a very cute photo.
It does. So shall we? Actually, no. I'll tell you the poll first.
Oh yeah, I was going to say I nearly forgot the poll actually after Juliana. I was so engrossed. How can you follow that? What a great.
I'll try.
Yeah. What a great experience. Now, what's your favorite two-piece?
Emperor.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's have a look. Was that made out of leather?
Cow leather, I believe.
There you go. So that's Dylan's favorite.
And
yes.
Fun fact, North Beach leather is still in operation today.
Oh, the company that made it.
Yeah. So if you've got about 10 grand to burn, then you can go get the Emperor.
Yeah, I'd imagine it wouldn't come very cheap now, I must admit.
No. And times are hard, my friend.
Times are hard, is right. So, people, stand by for this really, really, really cute photograph. Right, fire away. Go on.
Oh,
yeah.
Right. So, this picture of me is little baby me when I was 4 years old. And as you can see, I've not changed a day.
With the concho suit on, yeah.
Concho suit, yeah. So, and that's what we're telling about. So, my Christmas play, my primary school Christmas play, year 2 Christmas play, they were putting on the Christmas play, of course, and they were casting the characters. And this year, I was convinced that I was going to get Joseph. I was thinking, oh God, this is my year this year. they get around to all the kids. Joseph is gone. I'm like, oh great, I'm going to be a sheep or a donkey. Great. And the teacher, Mr. Hillam, God bless him, he's still with us, I think. He said, all right, Dylan, I've written you a special part in the play. I'm going, all right, hit me. What's this special part in the play? He goes, you're going to be the 4th wise king. I'm going, 4th wise king? Isn't that meant to be 3 wise kings? and he goes, well, technically, yeah. But in our story, there's the 4 wise kings. There's the 3 wise men plus Elvis. So I said, okay. And he said, all right, this is what I want you to do. When the 3 wise men are giving the gifts to the baby Jesus, you rock up in your Elvis suit. And I said, okay, I can do that. And now I can't remember the line, obviously, but it was something like, here's the gift of baby Jesus. Thank you very much.
I wonder, was your teacher an Elvis fan, I wonder?
No, but he knew I was.
Right. Oh, you were an Elvis fan at that age?
Yep.
Wow. Mm-hmm. And was that your own suit?
Yeah, my suit. Yeah.
Brilliant.
So hang on, it gets better. So I do my bit, everybody's clapping. And at the end of the thing, away in the manger or whatever it was, and Mr. Hillam goes, all right, folks, are you ready for an Elvis concert? He turns to me, gives me the mic, and says, all right, take it away, sunshine. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, sing. Now this bit we hadn't practiced. And I'm going, what do you want me to sing? And he goes, I don't know, just sing a song. So I turned around to the sound tech and I said, have you got a track for If I Can Dream? He's going, I think we do. He goes, yeah, we do. So he queued the track up. And the grand finale was me in my little concho suit singing If I Can Dream.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I'm looking at the hair there as well. They put grease in it, or was it just to make it look sweaty, or what?
Well, the whole idea was Elvis had just come from a concert.
Right. Fair enough.
And he'd come off the plane and he'd come to Bethlehem, as he does. To go see baby Jesus.
We should have saved this for Christmas week, but it's just too good to save.
So I hope everybody enjoyed that tale
immensely, and that you should see some of the comments. So cute, Dylan. You haven't changed a bit. Somebody says, greasy hair.
Yeah. So that's how Elvis was integrated into the Christmas play.
That's great. That's great. What a brilliant. One of my favourite tales, that, Dylan. Definitely one of my favourite tales.
And it's one of mine too, and I knew what it was.
Hey, I've got to ask you, actually, have you still got that suit?
Yeah.
I bet it doesn't fit you.
I'd have to go on an ultra crash diet.
Yeah, and you'd have to shrink as well.
Yeah.
Okay. What about next week? You got one lined up for next week yet, or not?
Yeah.
Hey.
So this is kind of inspired by a conversation that me and V had about Ronnie and his kits over the years.
Okay.
And we was talking about it in the week, and I was going, do you know what? This would be a good tale with this. So I'm going to talk to everybody about the evolution of Ronnie's drum sets.
Brilliant.
Over there. Yes,
right.
If I can find good pictures for it.
Okay, great. Okay, young man.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, as Elvis would say. All righty. See ya. Bye.
Join us again next week for another Dylan's Elvis tale.
Well, what do you think of that photograph? Isn't it brilliant? I told you it was an ah moment. Somebody saying that Dylan hasn't changed. I love it. Yeah. And the wee Concho suit as well. Brilliant. Paul Gansky says, very cute young Elvis. Yes, I agree. Dylan, if you're still listening, I'm sure you are. Thanks very, very much for that cute tale. Now, where am I? I've done Elvis, Hidden Elvis number 2. I think I've got to move on to this.
It's time now for This Day in Elvis History.
Yes. Okay. August the 10th, down the years, and I've got pictures to go with it, of course. 1955, Elvis performed at the Baseball Park Gladewater in Texas. Okay. 1956, Elvis performed at the Florida Theatre, Jacksonville, 3:30, 7 and 9 p.m. After the first show, Elvis was warned by Judge Marion Gooding to tone down his act, to which Elvis would only wiggle his pinky finger. 12 years later, Elvis would retell the story during one of his sit-down shows of his NBC TV special, to much hilarity. And that is actually a picture with Jimmy Velvet, who is a big Elvis collector, memorabilia collector, and so forth. And Jimmy's still with us, I believe. Yeah, and as I say, a lot of Elvis memorabilia that Jimmy has. Now, 1959, we've got 5 weeks after it entered the Billboard Hot 100, Elvis Presley's "A Big Hunk of Love" reached number 1. Okay, there it is. A big hunk. Okay. 1960, we've got this, which is Flaming Star Wardrobe Test. And then we have I got something else here for Flaming Star? I think I have. Yeah. I've got it again. Same picture. I doubled up. Okay. 1961, Follow That Dream. And then we've got 1963. We've got You're the Devil in Disguise, peaked at number 3 in the US on the Billboard Singles Chart and number 9 on the Billboard Rhythm and Blues Single Chart, becoming his last top 10 single on the Rhythm and Blues Chart. Okay. Girl Happy, 1964. Paradise Hawaiian Style, 1965. And 1966, he's working on Double Trouble. And Speedway, he's wearing my jacket again. Charo. And, of course, 1969, Elvis did Dinner at Midnight Vegas shows. Yes. And there's Jerry just behind him as well. Yeah. think we've got some more great pictures of the 69s. Now, this isn't necessarily, obviously, August the 10th, but it's August. It could even be opening night, actually. There's Jerry just behind him. It looked amazing, didn't he, in 1969? That looks like the end. He's just about to come off. Nice colour shot. I could look at 69 photographs all day long. Really could. That was this day in around about this time in 1969. 1970. Now, this was today. August 10th, 1970, opening night at the International Hotel Las Vegas. Just one show that night from then on. There would be two, a dinner and a midnight show. The MGM cameras were there to capture all the excitement and also filmed Elvis at the after show party. And we've got pictures of that with Clyde McPhatter of the Drifters and, of course, Sammy Davis Jr. as well. There you are. There's Sammy having a good laugh at something Elvis has just said. Okay. 1971, 72, 73, dinner and midnight Vegas shows. Let's have a look at 71. Oh, that's one of the shots from the pole. Don't forget the pole as well. I'll just go down and remind you what the pole is. Okay, it's this, which is light blue Spanish flower, black red Cisco, blue armadillo, or red emperor. Okay, and there we have actually the red Cisco, actually. Yeah. 1971. Then we have 1972. Oh, a two-piece. Shirt and trousers. Yes. There's a colour shot. That's quite a loud shirt, isn't it? But, of course, Elvis can wear it and get away with it. These are just some shots from the 72 engagement. There he is introducing Charlie Hodge. I wish he'd have worn the two pieces more often. 1973. Ah, yes. Spanish flower. I think it's Spanish flower, isn't it? You see the way with the decoration on the suit, it helps him stand out from the background. I also like the way the decoration on the pelmet on the riser behind him ties in with the suit, matches the suit. So that's on this day in 70, 71, 72, and 73. 1977. Elvis screened a number of films, including The Spy Who Loved Me. And that was on this day, down through the years, this day in Elvis history, August 10th. Okay. Now, another one of these.
Hidden Elvis. Clue number 3.
Number 3, to go with, obviously, Richard and Chuck Berry, is Washington, D.C. Why can't I see? Oh, there it is. Okay, I couldn't see your messages there for a moment. August 1972 is when my friend Nicola Crippa met Elvis. Yes, that's right, Vincenzo. She did meet him in 72, I believe. Now, just a quick reminder on the poll before we go any further, in case you haven't had chance to vote yet. We're voting for this. Which is your favorite two-piece? Light blue Spanish flower, black red Cisco, blue armadillo, or the Emperor? Okay. Now, we move on, and we move on to a song I wish Elvis had recorded. And you can send in your suggestions and so forth. Oh, just something I've got to tell you before we go any further, actually, is that next week, because I'm actually going on a vacation on the 17th, which is next Sunday, next week's show will be on the 16th. Next show will be, well, it says Sunday, August the 16th. That should say Saturday, August the 16th. I forgot to change the day. Okay, so the next one is Saturday, August 16th. I've got to change the day. Sorry about that. Right, so we have I Wish Elvis Had Recorded. And it's suggested by Laurie Gelman. Hi, Laurie, if you're watching. Love Me Like a Rock is... Loves Me Like a Rock is a song by the American singer-songwriter Paul Simon. It was the second single from his third studio album, There Goes Rhythm, Simon, 1973, released on Columbia Records. It features background vocals by the Dixie Hummingbirds, a southern black gospel group. Although the lyrics are not typically associated with gospel music, the Dixie Hummingbirds were eager to record the song with Simon, and they recorded their own version soon after for the 1973 album We Love You Like a Rock, Every Day and Every Hour. Cashbox said that the song combines the grace of Simon with a touch of gospel. Loves Me Like a Rock peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart the week of October 6, 1973, kept from the summit by Cher's Half Breed. So, if the song was being played on the air around the fall of 1973, could Elvis have possibly considered it for the upcoming sessions that December at Stax? You never know, do you? Laurie said it's upbeat, fun, and from one of his favourite composers. So that's the song I wish Elvis had recorded. Laurie wished Elvis had recorded it. You can, of course, send yours suggestions in as well. Thanks, Laurie, for picking that and sending it in. And we've got this. No, we haven't actually. We've got Caption the Photo. Yes, Caption the Photo. Yeah, we had a lot of captions on this, and here are some of the good ones. Well, they're all good, but here's some of the ones they picked out. What are you looking at back there? Straight vodka man, it's good for you. Hey, honey, tell me you ain't got the creeping crud. I dropped my contact lens somewhere around here. There's a dirty word on the floor, right back at you, fella. Elvis actually did say that at a concert, didn't he? When he was leaning over, getting ready to do Hound Dog, he said, there's a dirty word on the floor, right back at you, fella. I'm coming to get you. The one and only time Elvis sang I Slipped, I Stumbled, I Fell, live. Can't Take My Eyes Off of You. I'm the king of the jungle. They call me Tiger Man. That was a close second one, that one was. But the winner, as voted for by you, yes, by you, is Rossi. Congratulations, Rossi. And it's good grief, Linda. This necklace you bought me is way too heavy. It's so heavy, it's dragging him down. So congratulations to Rossi. Thanks to everybody that sent in a caption for that photograph. I'll be posting another one probably on Tuesday on the post tab on this channel. Thanks very, very much for taking part in that. Where are we? We've got a little bit more time on the favorite jumpsuit. Light. Here we go. And I want you to tell me, is it the light blue Spanish flower, the black red Cisco, the blue armadillo, or the Emperor, which is your favorite out of those 4 two-piece suits? And as I say, I can't really pick one. It's kind of difficult. Yeah. No, I'll let you choose. For once. Yeah. Vincenzo says, very good caption, Rossi. Yes, I thought it was as well. Just a reminder that next week's show is actually Saturday, August 16th. I'm going away on Sunday the 17th for a week, so there'll be no show the following Sunday, but I'll remind you of that next week. So that's the poll. I'm just wondering, is there any more votes coming in? Or I will actually close that. Okay, end poll. Okay, let's see what the result is. Right, light blue Spanish flower, 58%. The red Cisco got 17%. The blue armadillo got 14%. And the emperor got 9%. The votes actually go across from left to right. So the blue Spanish flower is the winner at 58%. Then the red Cisco 17%. Blue armadillo at 14%. And the emperor just got 9%. Yeah, not many people liked the emperor, did they? That's for sure. So thanks to everybody that voted on the poll. As I say, there will be another poll next week. No, I can't really choose one. Difficult for me to choose one. Just can't. By the way, I love that photograph of the young Elvis in the white jacket singing. 1961. I really, really like that. I do. Underrated Elvis song. Yes. Still coming up, of course, is Smoking Hot. Fan of the week. Keep those comments coming in, and you could move up to the top. Let's have a look to see who's at the top. John Rowley at the moment is head in the pack. Then Paul Gansky is number 3. Juan is number 4. Mrs. EAP, Juliana, Doreen. The Milton something, is it? That Milton, I'm not sure what that is number 2. So keep coming, keep going. And it says John Rowley at the moment looks like he's number 1, is he? Yes, John Rowley is still number 1. Okay. Is John going to be fan of the week? Now, underrated Elvis song chosen by Danielle via our Discord channel. Thanks, Danielle, for sending this in. And it is Help Me. Yeah, well, don't help me. But that's what it is. And it was on the Promised Land album. Is a song written by Larry Gatlin and a country gospel song. The lyrics tell the story of a world-weary and tired man pleading for guidance and reassurance from God. Gatlin performed the song at the funeral of both June Carter and Johnny Cash and dedicates the song to them during every performance. Now let's have a look at the recording. December 12th into 13th at Stack Studios between 9 p.m. and 5 a.m. They did Mr. Songman, and then they did Help Me. Now, this is, believe it or not, he did it in one take. Yes, he recorded it in one take. There was a full start and then the master, and then they did a harmony vocal overdub, and the master was overdubbed strings on the January the 11th, 1974. On the 10th of May, RCA released the song as a double A side. This is probably what I should have shown you when I showed you Promised Land. No, sorry, I am there. Double A side. If You Talk in Your Sleep. Help Me became the side promoted on country radio, and the song reached number 6 on the Billboard Hot Country Singles chart of the week August 10th. There you go. 51 years ago to this very day. It later appeared on Promised Land, yes, album, which was released January the 8th, 1975, Elvis's 40th birthday. Danielle said about Help Me, this song touched me differently today. Help Me is so underrated, such a beautiful song. Yeah, I agree. And it can talk to you at certain times, I think, when you listen to Elvis's gospel flavored and gospel songs. Thanks to Danielle for sending that in. And that's... Now, I would just stop for a second and ask, if you haven't, just by Elvis's head there, subscribe, ring the bell, and select all notifications when you ring the bell. If you're not sure, I know I showed this last week, but if you're not sure, what you do is you go to your settings on your phone and you click apps, and then you scroll down to the YouTube app, and you obviously click on YouTube, and then you go notifications up near the top of the screen, and then you make sure that notifications are toggled on. See where it says allow notifications. That's just in case you've sort of clicked the bell and everything like that, but you're still not getting notifications. So there you are. Right. What have we got to do? I'll tell you, we've got this to go, haven't we?
Hidden Elvis, fourth and final clue.
And the fourth and final clue, and then you can type in the chat what you think the hidden Elvis is rhythm guitar. Now, rhythm guitar. Have you any idea what the hidden Elvis is this week? Or have I got you? I have no clue, Steve. That's my answer. Paul Gansky says President Richard Nixon. Okay. Richard, Chuck Berry, Washington, D.C., and hidden and rhythm guitar. Juan says John Wilkinson. Yes. Don says John Wilkinson. Yeah. John Rowley, Vincenzo. Yes. A lot of people actually now getting it. And let me just tell you that Richard was his middle name. Karen says, I never get these. Well, you never know. You never know. One week you might. Yeah. So Richard was his middle name. He played with Chuck Berry. He was born in Washington, D.C., and he played rhythm guitar for Elvis. So, and Juliana says, neither do I. Okay, congratulations to everybody that said John Wilkinson. And thanks to everybody that played along with that as well. I know Paul said President Richard Nixon, but no, it wasn't. It was John Wilkinson. Right. As I say, just a wee reminder, I know... oh, yeah, I wanted to show that picture as well. What a lovely picture of Elvis and John together. Lovely picture. Jeff says John Wilkinson. Yes, Jeff. Thanks, Jeff. Richard had me going round the world. Yeah. Well, I wasn't sure whether anybody would know that was his middle name. I love the live version of Help Me from the Memphis album, Steve. Yes, it's a good version, Vincenzo. It certainly is. Yeah. Sundial Suit. Yes. Eb Angle. Yeah. So that's the hidden Elvis. Don't forget, you can send in your underrated songs, smoking hot photos, songs you wished Elvis had recorded, funny caption photos, all those sort of things. You can do that for me as well, if you wish. Shall we do the Wheel of Fortune? That's what I think we should do. So what have we got? We've got 12 names on the wheel. We've got Helen Ludlow, Brent, Juliana, John Rowley, Ann Y, Honeysuckle Rose, Vincenzo, Mike M, Elaine, Don Dowham, Brian Roberts, and Dylan. And without further ado, I'm going to spin the Wheel of Fortune for last month's Fan of the Month winner. Okay, the excitement is palpable. And it looks like it's going to be Dylan. No, wait. I don't believe it. Helen Ludlow, congratulations. How close was Dylan? Well done. Helen, if you want to contact me and we can discuss what your prize will be. Juliana says, man, that was close. Yes, it was. It just crept into Helen, didn't it? I thought it was going to rest on Dylan. Sorry, Dylan. The Wheel of Fortune was not in your favor this week. That's for sure. Wow, that was close. Now, let's have a look at Fan of the Week, will we? Who is Fan of the Week? Fan of the Week is John. Congratulations, John. And then it was the Milton, Paul Gansky, Juan, Rossi, Elaine, Juliana Connor, Stefan, hi Stefan, Doreen, Pat Shepard, Eb Engel, Helen Murray, David Lohman, Dylan's World, Edwidge, yeah, they're all there. Memphis Sky, hi Memphis Sky, Jill Brett. So yeah, congratulations this week for the top fan of the week goes to John Rowley. We've got to do Smoking Hot, haven't we? Another quick reminder that the next show will be Saturday, August the 16th. That's a day earlier. I know my end screen there is showing Sunday, but I neglected to change Sunday to Saturday. I do beg your pardon. So, without further ado, we are going to do this.
Oh, he's so hot.
What do you think of that? To keep in keeping with the topic, the wonderful Juliana topic that was the 1969, July 31st, 1969 replay, Return of the King. I've got a 1969 shot for you. What do you think? Rebel Vegan says, I'll watch Saturday. Thank you very, very much, Rebel. Edward says, sexy, handsome. Juliana says, holy jawline. I really need a fireman to hose me down, says Jill Brett. Yes.
Oh, he's so hot.
That's for all the ladies saying that. Elvis so gorgeous, says Helen. Just beautiful, says Rebel Vegan. Yes, I agree. Love that photo, Elvis rehearsing. So gorgeous, my dear Elvis, says Elaine. Mine will be Sunday, Steve. Yes, it will, because you're ahead of us. So it'll be Saturday for us, but Sunday for you. Good God Almighty, says Doreen. Okay, right. So it leaves me no further to say thank you very, very much for everybody that joined in tonight watching live. If you're watching on playback, thank you very, very much as well. I do appreciate it. If I could just mention that if you do like the show, please do give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, then let me know why you didn't like it. If you didn't enjoy the show, I'd rather somebody let me know why they didn't enjoy it than just sort of sit there saying, I didn't enjoy that show. Because I can't put it straight if I don't know why you didn't enjoy the show. If you do want to contribute to the show in some way, you can buy me a coffee with the link in the description box below, or you can scan that barcode on the screen if you do want to show your appreciation. Thank you very, very much. All coffee is drunk with big, big pleasure. Now, what is Elvis going to say to us?
All right, let's wrap it up and get out of here.
I can't say more than a huge, huge, huge thanks to Juliana for sharing that story with us on the July 31st show. Thanks to Dave for moderating. I didn't see Chris, but Chris, if you did come in, thanks. Thanks to everybody that took part. Thanks to the callers. And don't forget, it's Saturday next week, Saturday the 16th.
Elvis has left the building. Thank you and good night.